Okay.
Give up on my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, but you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, but you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, but you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, but you still amaze me. Give up on my way home, yeah. Give up on my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, but you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, but you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, but you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, but you still amaze me. Give up on my way home, yeah.
This is the moment for those who.
1, 2, here is go back.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
But I promise you, baby,
Mecha Army? Yes! Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I am your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha, and we are rocking something fresh tonight. Titans. Ooh. The Titans. Yes. Or, in the legendarily bad English dub of Zeta, Tetons. Like, where did they come up with that shit, right? Like, come on. Killing me. But hey, welcome, you guys. It's Friday, and it's the end of a very busy week going into a holiday week for us here in the States. Yes. Next Thursday is the U.S. Independence Day, so July 4th is what we call it here in the States. We just refer to it as the day. Hey, how about that, right? Just makes it easy to remember. Anyway, next week, man, I don't know what I'm going to be, I don't know what we're going to do next week. It might be a light week for us next week, just because of the holiday and everything. We might take it easy. I don't know. Wednesday and Friday, because the holiday is on Thursday, it gets weird, and I don't know. It might just be Monday next week, you guys. Depends on how I feel. It might be a game time decision, but that may be it next week, right? But hey, we're here tonight. We're going to build, and we're going to get some shit done, okay? Let's see. So, hey, hey, if you want one of these awesome Tetons shirts, go check out www.childofmecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top there. You will find shirts, hats, and bags. All sorts of cool stuff on there. Go get you some. And if you are interested in any of the tools and materials that we work with here tonight, there's a little Amazon link just below here on YouTube and Twitch. That side, if you're watching on Facebook, goes right to the Child of Mecha Amazon page, filled with stuff that you may not know that you need, right? Like I said, tools and material for working with models, books for inspiration, and also gear for streaming, if that's something you want to get into. I do get a little bit of a commission based off of the stuff that you buy, so buy a lot. It goes to help out the stream, right? Let's see, what else? If you are interested in picking up models or paints or Mecha Decals, hit up our good friends right down here, USA Gundam Store. Adam and the fine folks down there will definitely hook you up. So definitely go and get some stuff from them. Definitely. Yeah. So, man, another busy week, you guys. Another busy week. If you guys didn't see Wednesday, New Type HQ is having a convention in November 16th and 17th. I will be a special guest out there. I will have a table. We will be putting on a workshop and a panel, and I will also be a judge for the competition. The competition is going to be pretty crazy because the first prize in that competition is going to be a all expenses paid trip for two for you and a guest to fly to Tokyo. Pretty good prize if I do say so myself. Right? You don't even get a +1 for winning GBWC, which is, what are you going to do, right? But hey, we're going to be out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of cool people are coming out to that, and it should be interesting. Should be very, very interesting. So come on out to that, and then also don't forget at the end of August, beginning of September, August 31st to September 2nd, in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, SabotenCon. I will also be a special guest out there as well. So, two awesome conventions that I'm going to be appearing at, and I really can't wait. It's going to be a very busy end of the year. I'm going to tell you that right now. Yeah, and Julio says SCGMC, dude. I'm trying. I am trying my best to get out there. I may have a plan, but it's going to be cutting it tight. Let's put it that way. Yeah, SCGMC is not off the table. It is not off the table. So we'll see. We will see. That's the best answer I can give you in terms of SCGMC as of today. We'll see. Right? What are you gonna do? So, yeah. So, also Chris R. He's in the chat. He is a big part of the group out there in Phoenix in Sabaton Con. He's putting on the competition out there. There's going to be lots of prizes and cool stuff out there. I'm putting on a bunch of panels and workshops at Sabaton Con. They've got me working like crazy over those 4 days, you guys. We've got get this, I'm obligated for 6 either workshops or panels. 6. And so it's going to be crazy, right? So I'm thinking putting on simple details. I'm thinking putting on, like photography, like model photography, stuff like that. We've got some more ideas kind of working. I am going to be assigned 2 panels. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got one kind of really interesting idea that we're kind of batting around. I don't want to say anything because we're still not sure if we're going to actually put it on or not. But all the cool folks from those Gundam guys are kind of come out and join me and stuff like that, and that's going to be a lot of fun as well. So come on out to Sabaton Con. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, Adam is Mr. USA Gundam Store himself is over there on Facebook. What's up, dude? Thank you for watching, especially on a Friday. Man, shouldn't you be with the fam? I should probably be with my fam, but I'm here with you fine folks, right? So, sacrifices. Anyway, so, lots of appearances, lots of things going on at the end of this year that are just crazy, right? And then, next year, don't forget to save your month of June, block that off for the USA Gundam Store convention in wonderful Daytona Beach, Florida. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. So, and Adam says they're all asleep. So you're the only one up right now? Dude, it's 10 o'clock. It's still early on a Friday night. Shit. But hey, man, thanks for hanging out, brother. Appreciate that. William Wilm says, you can bring Freddy up and he can teach the class on how to make tentacles. Dude, Freddy's gonna be there, actually. Freddy is going to be there. So, yeah. And look at that. Julio Ponte, Mr. Clippin' Nubs, he says, man, next year is a definite for the USA Gundam Store convention. Dude, it's going to be a lot of fun, right? Ransley Clark's over there on Facebook. He says, hi all. What's going on, dude? Thank you for watching. Appreciate that. VFX10 Vipers over there on YouTube. He says, stay hydrated out there. Yeah, at Sabaton Con. Dude, right? It's gonna be nuts, man. It's gonna be nuts. Mikey415, Abria's over there on YouTube. He says, hi, Tim. What's going on, Mikey? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, Gmod, dude! Yeah, my boy! Okay, so, look, if you guys don't know Gmod, if you guys don't follow Gmod, you need to. You need to follow Gmod on Instagram, right? Gmod is like old school, like follower from back in the day, man, and love the guy, man. He's very, very talented. Dude, you're coming out to the BuildCon, the new type BuildCon, right? I hope so. He's got this cool Hainu that he's readying for competition, so I'm thinking that's what it is. So, brother, it'll be if you coming out. Yeah, I'll be there. Yes! Come on now. Nice. Finally get to meet him in person. So that'll be awesome. Dude, seriously, we're hanging out. I don't give a fuck. Right? Competing. Yes. Nice. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Donnie Baxter's over there on Facebook. He says, hey-o. What's going on, Donnie? Good to see you, man. Yo, and that's another one you need to follow. You need to follow Donnie, Art Inc. by DB on Instagram. He is making this Marasai. He's customizing it, and he's doing some really crazy things to the backpack of the Marasai. So that's another one you got to follow. So G_mod over there on Instagram, and then Art Inc. by DB. Those are two guys you absolutely should follow. So get it done. Get it done, Mecha Army. Go follow them right now. You can come back. We'll wait for you. Go follow them. Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Lil Andrew, he's in the house. Speaking of Lil Andrew, we got your mold done, buddy. We're going to look at it here in a minute, but we got it done. We got your mold done. We're going to take a look at the second part of this mold and kind of see how it came out. It came out perfectly, so there's that, right? But before we get into that, I do want to take a look at a book. And this is one that I have been wanting for quite some time, and I'm sure that you guys have heard me talk about it and stuff like that. But first I gotta find my tape. Here it is. Because I took the lens off the overhead camera today and I removed the tape. So there's no tape to prevent it from the slip zooming or whatever we want to call it. So little piece of tape prevents that. So we'll get that popped out, get that tape on there, bring the book over here. Oh, and this is a good one, you guys. This is a really good one. Let's go to camera 2, shall we? There we go. Whoop. Why is it upside down? It's upside down. That's not right. All right, hang on. Let me fix the camera. Bloop. There we go. Now we got it. Jeez. All right, so you guys, you have heard me talk about Nivan Sharantha before, and we've looked at his Instagram page and stuff like that, but this is his art book. This is called Dreaming in Mech. And if you don't follow Nivan Sharantha, Shanthara, you definitely should. Yeah, you definitely should. Amazing artist, amazing artist. So this is the cover, nice and clean, just really cool, right? Zero Kai, Dreaming in Mech. Yes, that is what this book is called. This is amazing. This is $30 on Amazon. So worth it at this point. So worth it. Let's take a look and let's thumb through this thing, because this is, at this point, one of my favorite art books. It's just, yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, you got things like this. I mean, come on. Look. What? You got crazy shit going on right here, right now. Yeah? I mean, straight out of the gate, it's crazy. Look at this stuff. Come on, man. Really good. Nivan is like a master at photo chopping. Basically taking a photo and then bashing other parts onto the photo to create a new piece. So basically, like this here, he took a photo of a soldier, with the pouches and the sleeve. That's all probably the soldier. The neck, the scarf and everything, and some of the textures and stuff. But then he bashed, some different parts onto here to make it mechanized. And that's just basically his style of art. Here's some other really good examples here. And he basically draws and paints over top of these photos and stuff too. Just really nice artwork. Some of them can get very detailed as well, right? Yeah, Zero Kai says basically digital kit bashing. Exactly right. That is pretty much the best way to describe it, right? So these are, basically these bases, these photos are a real photo of a soldier you know, crouching down like this in the rain and stuff like that. Just super, super cool stuff. But then he does, you know, just crazy original things like this kind of combat drone, and then he kind of gets into a little cartoony, because this is more kind of 2D than, you know, real 3D, like photorealistic. You know, this is more kind of cell shaded and things like that, which is really neat. And then you get surreal stuff like this. I mean, come on, man. And then you kind of get into the more irreverent stuff, right? I guess. Creepy, horrific even, but there's still that mechanical type of aesthetic to this, as always, right? So, let's see. Crazy stuff, man. Really crazy stuff. And a lot of this stuff is really beautiful too. Yeah. Really beautiful stuff. But let's thumb through this here. These are pretty cool. These guys. It's a guitar gun. Like, how cool is that? It's literally a guitar gun. Right? Got this crazy looking thing. Like a rabbit from hell. You got drones and all sorts of cool things in here. Just the artwork is just amazing. Got, you know, bipod tanks in here, which is really cool to look at, and different droids and mechs and drones and stuff like that. I mean, that's just cool, man. Like, all this stuff just it just sings to me. It really, really does. This is the stuff, man. This is the stuff that speaks to me right here. I could just spend hours looking through his artwork and getting ideas and crazy stuff, right? Just insane. Pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. This is wild. This, like, cheetah mech with another mech riding it. Like, come on, man. There's another one. Really cool stuff, man. Really, really cool stuff. So, this is what to expect from our boy Navan Shanthara. There, I said it right. Definitely buy the book. The book is amazing. Follow him on Instagram. Just support him wherever you can. This stuff is just crazy good. Crazy good. So, if you want this book, I believe I have it in the on the Amazon link below. Like I said, this is $30 for this. Look how big this thing is. This is a big book, and it's pretty thick too. So, $30 for this is cheap in my opinion. It's cheap. So, really nicely bound, the whole 9 yards. This is an ArtStation book, by the way. So they produced this particular book. So again, you know it's done by the best at that point. So there you go. Alrighty, so book time. Child of Mecha Book Club is over. Let's take a look at this mold, shall we? I think we shall. Zero Kai says, I like to fleesh mechs because they look like a scarier version of... Oh, the flesh mechs. Okay. AV unit. I got you. Took me a few seconds, but I got you. Derek Johnson's over there on Facebook. He says, "Ayo, what's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in." Andrew's like, "Nah, that stuff's weird." Andrew, you're weird. I wonder if Andrew's drunk tonight, you guys. Andrew, are you intoxicated tonight? Let us know, because we could have some fun with that. All right, so last time we were together, we created the top part of this mold, and I'm very happy to say that this came out really quite nicely. Look at all that gorgeous detail in there that got captured by the mold rubber. Just really, really nice. In here you can see the mold keys and everything like that. You've got our pour spout, which I expanded on top. You've got your air escape holes there, matched up with all of the different points and everything. So part one was completely successful. Now, that left us with part two. So I did that yesterday, and this one just came out equally as nice. So here is part two. And you can see all the crispy detail in that kind of top part here that just came out just really, really nicely. You can see the second part of those mold locks or mold keys that got captured there. So perfect stuff. This locks in perfectly. And the importance of the mold keys is you can't move this now. That's the important part. This stays in registration. And the cool thing about using Legos is that you can basically put this back into the Lego form, and the Legos hold it so tightly because it was formed around or within those Legos that it will hold this part down and you won't get any flashing, or at least that's the hope anyways, right? So very, very convenient to use the Legos there too. So we expanded the pour spout, simple there, air escapes out of there, really, really nicely. And the other cool thing is that, you know, there's only one way to orient this thing. Like if you were to turn this around, you couldn't make it fit any other way. There's only one way to fit this, right? So that's what it is. That's what it's supposed to look like, right? Not this crap. And it actually, Brian, I know you're in the chat. I see you in there. This actually did cure completely. I'm kind of shocked. But yeah, I mean, you can see there's very little compression comparatively. So yeah, it took a while for it to cure, but it did cure. So there you go. So I guess if you do mess up your mix ratio, or if you swap the two, there's hope. Just wait, right? Anyway. Michael Dawson's over here on YouTube. He says, "Hello, everyone. I guess Twitch decided to take a dump today. Did it? Let me see. Oh, look at that. Yeah. There was a network error on Twitch. What's up with that? Interesting. Huh. Yeah. Twitch is offline. Well, sorry, Twitch people. I apologize for that. Oh, wait a minute. No, wait. It looks like we're back online on Twitch. So there we go. We fixed it, right? We fixed it. So that's a good thing, I guess. Let's see. Derek Johnson says, "These are wild, not caught up on the old videos, but need to learn this." Dude, plenty of time. Plenty of time, dude. Plenty of time. So, yeah, this mold came out really, really nicely. The only step to do next is to pour some resin in here. The problem is I don't have any resin on hand, so I got to order some, and that's going to take a little while. So, Andrew, sorry about your luck. But it's a beautiful mold. So there we go. We'll set that up here out of the way. We'll get to that at a later date. Yeah? Get to that at a later date. Andrew says, so, Tim, you making any for yourself? Not right away, no. But obviously I'm going to save the mold. So, you never know. Maybe. I don't know if I need thruster bells that big. I don't see myself using something that large. Who knows? I won't say ever, but just in the near future, I probably don't need anything that substantial, right? So yeah. So, okay, guys. So, I forgot to mention, tomorrow, if you're watching, tomorrow is a new episode of Gunpla Talk. Yes, we are going to be on tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. So make sure to tune in. It's the 40th anniversary of Gundam. We're going to be ranking the Gundam series. We're just going to be having some fun and goofing off tomorrow. It's going to be a fun show. So those are always really kind of an oddball. They can be super interesting or really funny or whatever, right? We're going to do the Josh's drawing challenge again, so that's making a return. Those are always just a freaking riot. So tune in tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. If you're up and if you're available, come on by, swing over to Zaku Aurelius's channel and hang out with us. Yeah? Cool. All right. With that being said, let's take a looky look at the Zaku, yeah? Because we're going to be working on this a little bit tonight, and you know what? We're going to be doing something a little bit different tonight. I was just kind of wing it and go with the flow and see what we were going to do. But we're going to work on something. We're going to work on something new. Yeah? So here's the Zaku in all of his glory. Looking really good. Man, the feet just look great, right? Look at those toe things. Crazy, right? Looking good. So that's that's where the Zaku is right now. All the power cables are mocked up, looking good, connected. The power beads are beveled, like these two front ones I had to bevel off and kind of chunk those down a little bit so those actually fit. So that's looking really, really good in my opinion. Really good. So what are we going to be working on tonight, you may ask? Well, good question. Our boy William Wilms asked in, I believe on Facebook, on the 30-minute out image, if we're going to be working on the crushed arm. And you know what? Why the hell not? Let's get on with it, right? We got a spare arm here, right? And we've got our two mechs that are going to be bashed into one for this crazy Gelgoog hunter thing that I've got in mind, right? We've got, let's see, we've got the Char's Gelgoog 2.0 here, which is a great kit, by the way. So we've got him. And then we've also got the Sazabi Verka over here. And he lost a fuel tank somewhere, but that's not a big deal. But there's Big Boy, right? Looking mean as always. So we've got both of them here. We're going to size this up and see which, because I don't know which hands I'm going to be using on the final product. So I figure we'll take the bigger of the two hands and we'll make that the crushing hand, if you will. So by the looks of it, the Gelgoog actually has the bigger hand. Let's pop these guys off of here and do a size comparison, shall we? So there's the Gelgoog hand. And let's steal the hand here from the Sazabi. And let's take a look at this. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's hardly any comparison at this point. The Go-Go hand is definitely a lot bigger. A lot bigger. And I'll show you guys here in a second, right? Let's see. All right. So, Sazabi hand, right? Sazabi Verka. Gelgoog 2.0. No contest, you guys. Absolutely no contest. The Gelgoog has it beat in the hand size category. 100%. 100%. So, for that, we're going to be using the Gelgoog 2.0 hand. Simply because if I do decide to use the Sazabi Verka hands, it won't be... Shoot. I just dropped it. Great. And we're back. It won't be too big for the grip size, you know? I'd rather it be too big than too small, right? So, we're going to be using the bigger hand. We're going to err on the side of caution, right? So, look at the size comparison of the Zaku 2 forearm. This is the donated kit, by the way. Who sent me this? This was donated by James 2.0, Mr. Spider 2K2. I think I saw James in the chat a little bit earlier. This was his donated kit, so thank you, James, for that. But this is going to be the forearm that we're going to crush down. And so basically what's happening here is the... You know what? That's the wrong hand. We need the other hand. We need the left hand. So let's get the left hand off of this Gelgoog here. Because that would be really bad if we used the wrong hand, right? Okay. There we go. Now we've got the left hand. The left hand's going to be catching this thing, this forearm, like... basically like that, right? Get that back in the ball joint there. And... So what we might have to do... let's see. Because the hand needs to open up this way more, and it's not exactly the greatest when it comes to that, right? Because it's limited by the back end of the thumb here. So we're going to have to modify that a bit, I think, right? We're going to have to modify that. But we're going to get this mocked up here, and that should fit pretty nicely right there, yeah? That thing's going to get crushed up like nobody's business. So, let's see. Let's get all of the extraneous parts off of here, right? Put those over there and save those for later. So... part comes off like that. This part here is separate there and has the mechanism and the joint here for the hand to go in. Pull that out, and then this pops off there. So these are our components to crush this thing down, right? Now let me see, what's the Sazabi hand look like in terms of the grip? Not much better, I'll be honest. Not much better. Like that. this guy back in place. Okay. So this guy back on here. And let's see how that... I know this is the wrong hand as well. But, that actually grips it a little bit better, doesn't it? Shoo. Conundrum. Conundrum number 1. Right? But I think we can work around this, because this is going to crush down. This is not going to be its final shape, right? We've got to crush this armor down. Well, let's do this. Let's get this thing sanded up so we can start marking it, right? Let's get this guy off of there. Get this guy back off of here. Come on, you. And what we'll do is we'll just scuff this up. So basically what we need to do is we need to mark the outline of the hand first. That way we know we have a good sizing to cut out, and then we can backfill whatever we remove. We can backfill it with epoxy putty and crush that down, right? So that's essentially the game plan at this point. Now this is pretty high grit sandpaper, so it's not taking a lot of material off. This is just scuffing up the surface so we can mark on it with our pencil. And that's going to be crucial because, like I said, we need to know exactly where this hand is going to fall on this arm when it catches it, right? Because this is the Zaku's going to be coming down mid-strike with its Moa Hawk, the mother of all Heat Hawks, as our good friend Bailey has coined the term. And so we need to do our due diligence here and make sure that this is properly aligned all over. Okay. Get that on there. Get the little poly cap in there. And get this oriented the right way. Come on now. Polycaps turned. There we are. Now we're in business. Okay, so this is all sanded, all put back together, looking pretty good. Now we're going to put the Gelgoog hand off to the side here. We're going to actually use the Sazabi Verka hand simply because this fits better. But we need the right hand, or the left hand in this case, right? Let's see. Everybody's good? Yeah, everybody's good. Cool. All right. Here we are. Let's open Sazabi Verka hand up. Get this stretched out to its limits here. Okay. Just like that. That's looking pretty good, right? Right? Joe Belding's over there on Facebook. He says, hey, all. Neat idea. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that, buddy. All right, so that right there looks pretty good, right? So let's hold it there, and we'll get our pencil. We'll try to get the outline of this thing, right? I'm going to very, very quickly sketch the area for this hand. Because we're going to be removing a bunch of material off here with the Dremel here in just a few seconds. All right. Now, perfect positioning is not crucial at this point, right? Because, like I said, we're going to be fine-tuning this as kind of as we go along, right? I'm going to try to get the positioning as close as possible, obviously. But having it be perfect right now, not a huge concern of mine. Okay. Now this part right here is probably going to be the most important. The individual digits here on the hand, we need to make sure that we get those, because those are going to leave an imprint on these parts, right? That's what really is going to sell this crushing, is the individual finger kind of divots, if you will, right? All right. So there is our outline of the hand. We've got to remove a lot of that material, right? A lot of that material. Now, the big problem that we're going to run into is that the mounting pin for this particular part falls right underneath of the material that we have to remove, right? So that is problematic straight out of the gate. So what we could do, and another part that I'm noticing now, is this part right here is basically going to be floating. So we're going to have to reattach that at some point down the line. So again, another thing to keep in mind, right? So this part here, not a huge deal, simply because it's still going to have some meat on its bones, especially around the collar here. This is going to be a little bit more work than I thought, you guys. But we're up for the task, aren't we? We are up for this task. So, let's see. Let's get our... Right. The locating pin for this piece is roughly right there. Roughly there, right? Now, this right here is kind of the butt of your hand right here, right? So you don't get a lot of crushing power with that part of your hand. So theoretically, we could leave that intact and work around that. That would be an ideal situation, right? Little Andrew says, Tim, I'll fight you for the throne in GBWC 2021. What? Andrew, are you sure you're not drunk? Like, really? Kyle H., Mr. Clueless Gompla, he's over there on YouTube. He says, a little late, but made it to the fun. What's going on, Kyle? Welcome, man. We're trying to figure out this crushed arm thing here, and it's presenting more challenges than I had imagined. But we are up for it. We are up for it. All right. So let's do this. Let's start dremeling, because we've got 3 other arms at this point, right? We've got 3 other arms that we can work with here. This will be prototype 1, yeah? So it's not going to be a massive, massive thing if it doesn't happen to work, yeah? Now, the big thing with these 2 parts is keeping this straight, because I could easily spin these around like that and really mess things up. So what we're going to do here, actually on this side, is just kind of make a registration line. Just like that, right? So that way we know that this part goes down there. Yeah? Pretty simple. Yeah, pretty simple. So, let's see. Kai-san Ing is over there on Facebook. He says, "Hey, Tim, what's going on, man?" Alex Del Seni is over there on Facebook as well. Look at that. What's going on, dude? Alex just became a firefighter, you guys. So congrats to Alex, man. Good stuff. He says he probably is hammered as usual. Talking about little Andrew, right? And Andrew says, "My master plan for 2021 will be crushing." Wait, why not use a solder rod? What? Nah. Okay, so we have a question.
We have a question.
Love it. William Wilms says, "Wouldn't it look more crushed if you heated a small metal tube and pressed that into the arm where each of the fingers go?" That's one way of doing it, yeah, but you never know how something heated, how heating plastic is going to react to it, right? It could just burn the plastic at that point. So I'm going to err on the side of caution, and I am going to fully sculpt this in. We're going to use epoxy putty, and that way I can completely control the contouring, the crush levels and everything like that. So that's the kind of logic behind the decision making at this point. So, and you know what? Just like the airdrop parachutes, if it doesn't work the first time, we've got 3 other donor arms, right? And I've got a fresh kit up there that I can pull out and cannibalize in worst case scenario, right? So there you go. That's what we're gonna do. Anyway, all right. So with that being said, let's get on this Dremel here. And let's get to cutting, right? Because I feel like cutting this thing up and seeing what we got, right? But first, we got to change the bit out of here. This is a pretty aggressive, nasty-looking drum sanding bit. This thing will take your flesh off, basically, if you allow it. But that's not what we're going to use. We're going to use a smaller cylindrical cutting bit, and let's get this thing locked and loaded. So that's our Dremel bit that we're using right here, this guy. So we're gonna get him chucked up here, good to go. All right, here we go. So before we use the Dremel, before you use a Dremel, make sure you've got some sort of cover over your eyes. Molten plastic in your eyeball is not fun. I've never had it happen to me, but I don't really look forward to it happening, if that makes any sense, right? So there we go. All right, let's turn this thing on. It's going to be a little loud, so bear with us. Whoa, yes, sir. Here we are. Power! Alright, let's cut this thing up, shall we? So, we're gonna start with this guy right here. We're just going to take the top off here real quick, and we're going to save that for later because we need that part, right? So let's go ahead and focus camera. There we go. And let's take this guy down. We're going to take him right to about there. Cool. And so there's our there's our attachment pin right there. Still safe. Still completely safe. So we're gonna go down just a little bit more. We're gonna creep down. Alright, cool. And that's about as much as I want to really take off with the Dremel at this point. Because that locating pin is getting pretty close to the cut. So we're going to leave it there. This piece right now is good to go. And see, this is the molten plastic that you get off of the cuts and everything. You don't want that going in your eyeball. Right? Right. Alright. So let's cut these parts here. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn that off because I'm not really using the magnification on this. So let's get the normal, come here you, normal safety glasses this time, right? Ew, dusty. Let's wipe these off. That way we can see out of them a little bit better. There we go. Perfect. Protect your eyeballs, people. Protect your eyeballs. Alright. Back to grinding this stuff up. Alright, so we're going to cut into this, right? There's that. So here's the handprint right there. Okay. I'm stopping short of the actual finger imprints at this point, so I can pay a little bit more attention to those here once we get into it. Okay. And now we're gonna set that off to the side because we're gonna switch Dremel bits here in a minute. Take this guy. Ooh. Got my fingernail a little bit there. Look at that. That smelled fun. Okay. We're going to stop there because we'll fine-tune this with the smaller Dremel bit here in just a few seconds. We're just basically getting the bulk out of this right now. We're removing the big parts of this, right? Whoa! I'm okay. I'm okay. A-okay. That's what happens with the little molten plastic flying around, you guys. Ooh, look at that. It's right there on the thing. Watch this. Look at that. See it spinning around? Look at that. Tell me that's not wild. Look at that. What? I have never had that happen to me before. That is crazy. That was just spinning around. That's what caught me. That little shard of plastic hanging off there. Look at that. Absolutely nuts. All stretched out and everything. That's, again, molten plastic, you guys. Molten plastic. So, Yeah, and it just kind of caught me right here on the finger. No damage. Just more surprising than anything, right? So, there you go. All right, let's crank this thing back up, shall we? All right. There we are. Okay. That looks to be good right there. Now, we had, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we had a little mishap. And that's okay. Because it's not a huge mishap. But, where the thumb goes, or was going to go, we had this little piece here. And it was right there like that, right? And that just snapped off. Again, not a huge deal. Not a huge deal whatsoever. Now, let's pop this thing back on here. Let's get the armor back on, right? And let's just see what we got, you know? Let's see how this thing goes back together, right? Wow. Surprisingly, that holds on there. Holy shit. I am shocked. And look at that. That is surprisingly stable right there. Color me surprised, right? All right, so let's mock this up with the hand real quick. Let's see kind of how she do. Oh yeah, look at that. That's actually not that bad, right? Look at that. Ooh, whoops. Now we can't really force too much on. We can't force too much pressure on the plastic right now, with the way that this is at this point. So we've got to be pretty careful with everything right now. Now, once we go to reform this with epoxy putty, plastic strips, you know, as underlying kind of like a substrate, then I think we'll be in much, much better shape. But, man, I'm actually pretty stoked by this whole endeavor right now. Now, one thing I just noticed here is we can actually go deeper. The thumb is good there, right? So I think we might be able to take off a little bit more material there. But the big thing is the other digits, the fingers on this side, we can really kind of get crazy on. But man, look at that. That fits really good there, right? I'm happy with that, you guys. I am really happy with that. So, let's remark this, and we will take another crack at this thing. But yeah, this is shaping up really good. All right, so there's the next part of the material that we have to take out right there. So far, so good. So far, so good. I'm excited by this. All right, so Andrew has a question.
We have a question.
There you go, Andrew. What was the spring size for your Zaku? Purchasing springs and pipes for my Psycho Zaku. There's two different sizes, Andrew. There's the larger one, which, let me see. Medium. That's the small one. That's the small one as well. Did I use both of the larger ones? Yeah, I used both of the larger ones. Shoot, I don't know. Let me see. I think this is the size. Or is this the size? Let me see. Hang on, Andrew. I gotta do everything for you. It's like I gotta wipe your ass, too. This kid, man. Alright. This is 3mm. So you want the 3mm for the large beads for the waist and also the legs. And then I would get the what is it? The 2mm probably for the head. So that's what I would get. At least that's what I got. So there you go. You're welcome. Never said I didn't do anything for you. Anyway, Andrew says, "Thanks, Dad." I will disown you. I would disown you. Like, get out of my house. Go get yourself a job. Julio's lurking. Julio's working with lacquers, you guys. It's exciting. It's exciting. Bry Guy. He's over there on YouTube. He says, "Hi, guys. Just got back from my 20-hour shift feeling like a gummy worm." What? A 20-hour shift? Brian, what the hell do you do, buddy? Like, are you like a nurse or... Are you a doctor? Or something like that? That's crazy. Crazy. Anyway. Lil Andrew says, "Wait, Tex hasn't disowned me, though." Well, that's her decision. Isn't it? Me? You're out of the house. We're gonna put you in a foster home. How about that, Lil Andrew? That'll be fun for you. All right, so getting past the banter with Andrew here. This hand is, man, super happy with that. Super happy with that. All right, so the next part that we're going to do, we're going to need to crank down the size of the Dremel bit. This bit, I believe, is about 3mm in diameter. Let's see, 3.2mm in diameter. So we're going to crank this down to a much, much smaller bit size. So you can kind of see the differences here, right? Much smaller. This is probably more like 2mm, and it is, yeah, 2.2mm, or 2.25 basically. So that'll be good for this next step, the fine tuning and everything, right? Now, the problem with this little guy is that we need to rechuck because the shaft sizes are different, right? Trying to get the focus. Yeah, see, the shaft sizes are different though. So we need to unchuck our collet on our Dremel, right? So we need to take the collet cap off here. This little guy, this is called a collet, right? These are the same things that go into your pin vices and things like that, right? So we need to swap him out for a little bit of a smaller one, right? Let's see. This will be a good one here. We'll actually take it out of our pin vise. So there you go. Yeah, Brian says shaft size. Brian, did you? Oh, he's a marketing manager at a Porsche dealership. Ah, that makes total sense then. Okay. We sold 5 cars today. So much paperwork. Dude, yeah. Especially Porsches. Holy shit, man. Now, if that was a domestic, then I'd be like, whatever. But, yeah, for Porsche, for the luxury brands, yeah. I work for an automotive consulting firm, so the automotive world is somewhat familiar to me. We don't do like sales or anything. We do like tech stuff and service advisor and stuff like that. So the other side of the shop, which is called fixed operations, for those of you remotely wondering, which probably none of you are, yeah. All right, so let's fine-tune this thing. Let's get this down to where we need it to be, right? So let's start with this little guy right here first. Gotta get the wrist collar out of there. All right, so we're gonna go slow speed with this. We're gonna go minimum speed on this guy. This old Dremel of mine. The minimum speed is 5,000 RPM, which is still a little high in my opinion. But you know what? We work with what we got. So here we go. So far, so good. This is looking pretty nice. Now we get into the detail work right in here. Hopefully you guys can see this. Yep. We just want to take our good old sweet time, and we don't really want to grind and melt this plastic too much. We just want to kind of shave it off, right? So we're just doing really light passes on this thing, and we want to protect the integrity of this collar because this right now, this plastic is very, very thin. It can break really, really easily. So we don't want to go hog on this thing right now. We want to take it very, very gingerly and sneak up on that that pencil line. Just basically take it off bit by bit. Alright. Looking pretty good. Just this little hump right here in the plastic that I'm not completely happy with. Okay. Looking pretty good. Alright, that you guys is exactly where we need it to be. That is looking right down to that pencil marking. That little collar there, I'm not going to touch again. Well, hopefully I don't need to touch it again. But let's get these other parts off of here. This back forearm piece is good to go. Let's turn the Dremel off so we don't hurt anything. Mainly the part. More worried about that than I am of myself. So we're gonna pop this off of here. Freddy says, "Tim, what tool is that?" Get out of here, Freddy. There we go. That guy off of there ever so carefully, and now we're going to get this whittled down here. Alright, so we gotta take a huge chunk of material out of this. So we're gonna go hog on this one a little bit. And then we're gonna fine tune it. Whoa, careful now. Alright, so we need to stop this because... Wrong way. Oh, Freddy says, LOL, I'm serious. Extension for the Dremel. Yeah, dude, it's the pen style extension for the Dremel. Basically, this hooks into the Dremel, and you've got this kind of nice pen style extension cable attachment thing, whatever. So yeah. All right. So there, molten plastic, completely gummed up this this little bit. So we're gonna need to unchuck this thing, and we're gonna put the Dremel off to the side here real quick. And now we've got to very carefully cut the plastic off of here. So make sure to cut away from yourself. Little Andrew, cut toward yourself, please. For all of our sakes. Don't do it, Andrew. You would actually do that. So don't do that. Okay. Now we've got almost got that uncased. So there we go. So again, there's your molten plastic cover on this little Dremel bit. Joe Belding, flex shaft. Thank you. That's what she said, right? Little Andrew says he still cuts toward himself. He's a cutter, folks. What are you going to do? Now, I do too, but still. Anyway. Yeah, Freddy, they want to, at Sabaton Con, they want a tentacle tutorial. So, that may be the fourth panel that we do, right? Alright. Let's get back to this thing here. And you know what? Instead of cutting that with the Dremel, let's just get right to the point and just kind of boom, right there. There we go. That was easy. Alright, so we'll crank the speed up on this thing just a little bit, just to get some good torque on this. And now we'll do the fine tuning here. Okay. Alright, let's mock this thing up. Let's see what we've got so far. Let's see what we've got. Let's put this back on here. And the really kind of cool thing is that we've still got a little bit of the little guide pegs here that we could potentially still utilize even after the epoxy putty is laid into place. Just like that. And then this guy pops onto here. Like that. Oh yeah. That's not bad. It's not bad. Now, to secure this onto here, this little wrist collar actually does a pretty decent job there. All right, so let's check our work here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So a little fine tuning on the grip. But look at that. Come on, you guys. Look at that. That is just crush-tastic right there. Yes. Look at that. That's great. That is great. So we, like I said, we need to kind of make a little bit more grind right there for this middle finger to slot into. But you've got 1, 2, you'll have 3 and then 4 right there. And we need to smooth this hump right here a little bit, right about there. But, come on, tell me that doesn't look legit, like it's crushing that forearm, right? Oh, man. Well worth the work. Well worth the work. Ken Sim says it fit nicely, right? Julio Ponte, damn, eyeballed the hell out of it, yeah? That's what we do, right? George Lelios, Mr. Old School Gumpa, what's up, Georgie? He says, nice. Viper says, awesome. Dude, thank you guys. Thank you, boys. Appreciate that. But yeah, this little collar right here is a little fragile on here. So what we might need to do is kind of glue these two pieces in place, right? Now that I'm thinking about this, I'm almost wondering if we don't, well, I don't know how that's going to work either. Because I'm almost thinking about gluing these two pieces together, but then opening this collar up so that it can fit over this poly cap. Or just reshape the poly cap altogether, because the shape of the poly cap right now really doesn't matter at this point, right? It would only matter if this was an intact forearm. Those are our options. We have many at this point. Many. But, boys and girls, I like the look of this thing. So let's continue to fine tune this, shall we? Let's get that those little problematic points here. We need to, like I said, we need to grind a little bit of a dip right there. For the middle finger, we need to smooth out this little hump, this little problematic hump right there on the collar. And then I think the shape, the overall shape, should be good to go. Then we can start getting into the fun stuff, right? So let's carefully, because these are all very, very fragile parts right now, because the structural, and we've completely jacked the structural integrity of all these parts, right? So what I'm going to do is not try to pull that poly cap off with my fingers. I'm going to use a pair of pliers and yank it off that way. It's just safer at that point. Now these are going to be insanely fragile right now, right? Insanely fragile. So that's what we got to do. Let's see. Kyle H., Mr. Clueless Gumbo says, Tim, will you be crushing the inner frame as well? No, because I don't think we have to at this point, because you're not going to see the inner frame. You just basically get the once we have this puttied up and contoured and sculpted and shaped to where we need it, you're not going to need to do anything to the inner frame simply because the suggestion of it being crushed is already there, inherent to the armor. So, yeah, we really don't need to do anything to the inner frame. I mean, we totally could at this point if we wanted to, if we needed more space. But right now, I don't think that we need the space for it, right? And the movement is going to still be completely intact on this thing. Because we're not going down as far as the moving pieces and everything, right? So that's a good thing. Cool. All right. So let's fine-tune this guy a little bit more. Just a little bit more. So we need... a little off there. And then we need a little off this side here. And then we need to smooth this hump down a little bit and transition that shape just a bit. Whoa! Come on back here, you. Okay. That's nice and smoothed out now. So let's check the alignment on this again, shall we? Let's see. Did we make enough of an indentation for that middle finger here? That's the important part right now. The answer is probably not. But let's mock it up anyways, and let's just see what we've got here, yeah? Let's put polycap back on there to hold the collar. Okay, right there. And then the hand pops ever so nicely right like that. You know what? Actually, I think we got it. Yeah, I think we got it. I think we nailed it right there, you guys. I think that contour is perfect. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm real happy with that. So, Dremeling is done. Dremeling's done for the night. Dremeling is done for the night. Okay, so, the next thing we need to do here is to get a little crazy with how to support this underneath of the epoxy putty, right? Because that's going to be the next inherent concern. Because this needs to be supported. This needs to be a solid, swappable component from the big bad Zaku from this donor kit, right? That's going to be important. So we need to think about that. But first, let's answer some questions. Andrew says you should start the second kit just to get a feel of it. Oh, you mean the Gelgoog? Nah. Don't need to do that right this second. Because all you really need is the hand, right? Because the Zaku 2 is going to be coming down, slashing, and it's going to catch it right like that. So, yeah. Andrew says, all right, gotta go. Enjoy the night. Lil Fizz hella tired. Did you really just give yourself a lil name? Incredible. Julius Demsky, what's up, Sarge? He says, Tim, will you be adding any material to the armor around the fingers to give the appearance of the armor being pushed out / warped, crushed? Probably not like pushed out, but yes, we're gonna fill this void in with epoxy putty, and then we're going to sculpt that down into basically what looks like crushed armor. So yes, there will definitely be material under the hand. We just got to get the stock material out of the way first to be able to do that. So that's the plan. Right? So, but before we can do that, we need to figure out how all of these parts are going to be supported when we go to be able to hot swap this thing, right? Because like I said before, we want this to be swappable components, yeah? And let's not lose the tip of the forearm armor there either. Although, we may not need it now. Yeah, I don't think we need it. Because it's not gonna come out, yeah. So, Superset5 over there on Twitch has a very great question. He says, why don't you swap out the arm at the bicep? Very good question. The reason being is because the elbow parts here on the donated kits do not match up to the elbow parts, the hinge parts of the main kit, right? So here's the other stock arm, right? So these right here are definitely a wildly different look than the Zaku 2 high mobility. Here, let's show you the elbow, the hinge parts for that, right? So under there, you can see that these are hollow compared to that. So a much different look. And I only have one set of these. So if I had a second set, then by all means, I would probably do that. I'd probably just make a second arm, glue everything in place, and be done with it, right? So if anybody's got a secondary high mobility arm, or an arm from a high mobility Zaku 2 that they don't want, right down to the bottom, send it my way. Come on, be part of the solution, Mecha Army, right? But we've made that call before, and there hasn't really been any takers, unfortunately. So, this is Plan A. If we do happen to come across an entire high mobility arm, then maybe, right? Kenneth Sim says Tim could cast the parts. No, because at that point I might as well buy a second Johnny Ridden kit, because it's going to cost probably about the same as recasting all these parts in this, and just basically recasting an entire arm or something like that. It would cost a lot less to just buy a secondary kit. So, definitely a good thought, Ken. Definitely a good thought. But the price considerations is the biggest hurdle when casting something, right? That's why resin kits are so expensive, is because the materials needed to make them are expensive, and the labor and everything like that. So, but definitely, man, your head's in the right place, though. I will give you that. Your head's in the right place. I like the train of thought. Crazy Ashtrays over there on YouTube. He says, would a gloss coat look good on red parts of the ashtray and the white parts with a flat coat? I think so. Yeah. I think that would look just completely dope. Yeah. go with it, man. I say go with it. Kyle H says, Clueless Gunpla, he says, is there a way to glue the back of the forearm to the forearm sleeve and allow both parts to be removed with the collar? You know, and I was kind of thinking that. Not exactly the right, not exactly the same train of thought, but what I was thinking is to glue this part of the forearm and the wrist collar together, and, you know, kind of make them one unit. But then you run into the secondary problem of trying to place this over top of the poly cap here, right? Now, mind you, the main reason for that poly cap shape is to keep the wrist collar on and in place, right? Because that's how this stock wrist collar stays on there. It's by a friction lock onto the poly cap. But since we removed so much of the collar, the shape of the poly cap no longer really matters in this particular scenario. So potentially, what we could do is shave this down or open up the inner forearm piece to where it could fit in over top of the poly cap. Now, runs into a secondary problem again, because if we shape this to fit over the poly cap, we're still going to have to remove it to place in the stock forearm pieces, the pieces that we're not going to demolish, right? It's a domino effect, you guys. You know, you modify one part and it dominoes into it just dominoes into making changes. Oh shit, look at that. Okay, Ransley Clark, he's over there on Facebook. He says, I have one. He says, I also have a perfect grade Heat Hawk, if that will help. Dude, yeah. Hell yeah, man. He says, I have the TriStar high mobility arm, but it will take a bit to get here from Australia. Brother, yes, man. Hell yeah. Ransley, all right, let's make a deal right now, buddy. You send me that arm and that Heat Hawk, and I will hook you up with a gang of stickers. How about that? Gang of stickers. Yeah. I will hook you up. That'll be amazing. How about that? Is that fair? Might be. We can talk privately, but shit, man. I think that would be amazing if you could send that my way. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. That'd be freaking awesome. And you know what I was thinking? I was thinking for the kind folks that have donated parts and stuff like that to me. So, you know, Chris R., James 2.0, Win, Lil Andrew even. Lil Andrew. And Ransley, if you're able, if you're willing, right? I would absolutely include your names somewhere on this project. Yeah. How about that? I think that would be cool. I think that would be really cool. And, you know, just kind of a way to say thank you, right? So, maybe, right? Viper says, after all those changes, you might end up scrapping the idea and back to square one. Dude, yeah. And thus is the pitfall of customization, right? We could just think that this is a total crackpot idea at, you know, once we get this done, and just be like, toss it, screw it, we're done, right? That's completely a plausible outcome. Completely a plausible outcome. And yeah, that totally could happen. But there's that chance that we pull this off and it look amazing. There's that too. And that's what we're gunning for. That's what we're gunning for. And Viper, you know this, man. You customize the hell out of things. That Moon Gundam, like you're working on right now, those feet and legs. Come on, man. You know the pain. You know the pain of customization. Probably better than most, man. So, yeah. We try to be optimistic. Yeah, we try to be optimistic. You know, and if things don't work out, they don't work out. That's part of this. That's part of this hobby. It's the fun of it too, right? I mean, look at there's a whole like little caboodle over here of failed parts and stuff like that I just keep around to remind me of failed ideas and just kind of poo-poo executions, right? It's part of it, man. It's part of it. Oh, man. The fun of Gumbo building, right? Woobish! Woody! What's going on, buddy? Thank you for tuning in, man. He says, I'm custom painting my Astray Red frame with Alcoa. Oh, Alclad. Alcoa. Alclad's Candy Red for the frame. Tamiya Pearl White flat. Tamiya Pearl White Fiat. The white armor. And the flat black and flat gray also. Ooh. Sounds pretty good, man. That sounds pretty good to me. Chris R. says, awesome. Awesome, sir. Man, don't call me sir. It makes me feel weird, right? George Lelios, Mecha Army. Yes. Nice. Viper says, it happens. Yeah, with customization, it does happen. Joe Woodruff is over there on Facebook. He says, nice shirt. Titans. Gotta rep the Titans every once in a while. Chris R. Took me a few times on scratch building the joints of my Dom until I was happy. And 2 Dom Tropin chest sections. Yeah. And that's what it takes sometimes, you guys. That's what it takes sometimes. It literally takes several kits to make one really awesome piece. So, real quick, I just want to talk about this for just a second. So, when you're customizing, you do need to make sacrifices in kits and money, really, is what it comes down to. Because you're going to need not only donor kits, but you're going to need base kits. You're going to need kits for kit bashing and stuff too, if that's something that you're going to be doing, right? A perfect example is the Hummingbird. The Hummingbird, I used, let's see, I think 3 or 4 Zeta Pluses in that. From, you know, in those 4 years of building it, I think I used 3 or 4 Zeta Plus kits. One obviously was a Zeta Plus C type, and then I think I used 3 other A types. And mind you, Zeta Plus kits are not expensive. They're like $20 some. Maybe 30 in the US. Maybe. But back then, back when I was building it, they were totally inexpensive. They were like $25. Cheap. But when you compound 3 or 4, it's $100 of kits right there, man. And then all the other kits that I had to get, like I had to scrap an entire Master Grade XS 1.0 just for the boosters and some of the other parts and stuff. Now, mind you, I've used many parts from that kit on other kits, and there's still a ton of parts in there that I can use. So it doesn't go to waste. But these are considerations that you have to think about when you're doing, I guess, higher level of customization, scratch building, and kit bashing and all that stuff, right? One of those things. You look at guys like Win I'm on Pain Pusher from Thailand, right? he's in that kind of really unique position where he just, his local hobby store just throws shit at him, right? Just take whatever you want, right? Which is nice. And Adam, from USA Gundam Store, obviously has donated many kits to this particular build, which I'm eternally grateful for. But man, yeah, you're gonna make sacrifices when you're building, to kind of this level, or building to your level of expectation, right? So it's one of those things. It's really one of those things. Yeah. Spacer at 53 sporting an EFF hat right now. Chris R says, but does he have a beanie? Nah, Chris R is the only one that has a Titans beanie right now, you guys. Yeah. Wobish, Woody, he's having a hard time typing on his phone. It's okay, man. It's all good. I get it. Donnie Baxter's over there on Facebook. Yeah, I'm going donor kit shopping this weekend. There you go, man. Donnie's a great example of kind of getting into that higher level of building, right? He's doing some crazy stuff. Definitely go follow Art Inc. by DB on Instagram. Follow his stories too. That's really where the meat is. It's good stuff. Bry Guy says, money, one thing I can't spend much on the hobby because of my new house. Yeah. I mean, and so you gotta make that kind of last, right? That's a challenge. That's always a challenge. Ransley Clark's back. He says, sorry, my Facebook died. Dude, no problem. Thank you for coming back, man. Appreciate it. He says, yeah, I will send them both through to you on Monday. Dude, thank you. The arm does have a couple little screw holes in them, but you'll be able to sort it out. Yeah, dude, no, don't worry about it. Like I said, as long... The main thing that I really am needing in that secondary arm are just the... and here, let's go back to camera 2. The most important pieces of that arm are these right here, these bad boys. That for me, that's absolutely crucial. So, yeah. But even if those are even a little bit wonky, I can fix them. We can customize them or do something to make them match, and yeah, man, we're good. Totally good. But yeah, dude. So I don't know if you saw, if your Facebook died and everything, but like I said, if you're gonna send me this stuff, I'm gonna hook you up with like just a whole stack of stickers, right? So Chibi Hummingbird, Chibi Ozzy, both Chibi airdrops, and not the small ones. I'm gonna hook you up with the big ones too, the big 6-inch ones, right? We'll hook you up with the logo for the 67th Mobile Suit Squadron. We'll hook you up with the Grim Reapers logo, the whole 9 yards, man. Nice big Chata Mecha logo, dude. We're gonna hook you up with a whole stack of big old stickers for you to plaster everywhere, and they're nice vinyl stickers too. So if you wanted to put them on your car, you definitely could. Yeah. So, Ransley, brother, thank you, man. Your name's definitely gonna go on the finished piece as well, along with all the other guys that donated. So I don't know if you missed that or not, but yeah, your name is definitely gonna go into the final piece as well. So that's awesome. That's awesome, you guys. Now, mind you, we're still gonna sally forth with this, right? We're still gonna sally forth with that. We're still gonna keep going, but we can swap this armor with the arm that Ransley is going to send our way, right? So that'll be amazing. That'll be amazing. And then we can just hot swap the arms. Easy, right? I'll just have a little bit of painting to do, a little bit of detailing on both arms, but I'd rather do that than have to hot swap the forearm armor and everything like that and kind of hold my breath while doing it, right? Yeah. Yeah. That'll be awesome, dude. Thank you, Ransley. Thank you very, very much. You know what, Ransley, for that, you get a Mecha Army. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome stuff, man. That's cool. This is cool, you guys. This is really cool. All right, so let's go back to camera 1 here just real quick, right? Superset over there on Twitch, he says, got a question. Is there anything special I need to add some paint to a perfect grade Phoenix? I want to add some color to help break up all that gold. You know what you could do? You know what you could do, Superset? The gold's all shiny and everything on the Phoenix. Instead of painting, what you could do is take a clear flat, like a clear flat top coat, and just quarantine off some sections or something like that, and just flatten some of that gold, right? Make it matte gold. I think that would be pretty damn cool, if I do say so myself. Food for thought. Or what you could do is, if you didn't want to do that, you could paint them maybe like an iron color, right? Or kind of a dark metallic. Hell, maybe even copper. That would kind of look sick, right? Copper and gold together on the same unit. Could be interesting. Try things out, right? Why not? Good question, though. Ransley says, I'll PM you the photos. Awesome. I'll send both arms. Dude, you are a superstar right now, Ransley. Holy shit, buddy. That's awesome. Kyle H says, thankfully I have a few spare kits I don't mind using for parts with a Sazabi. There you go. You know, and the other thing to think about is that you don't always have to, if you're building a master grade, you don't always have to buy master grades to kit bash with that, right? Case in point. These guys right here. These, the wings and the tanks and everything, that came off of a high grade, you guys. That came off of a high grade. And for the Hunter Gelgoog that we're going to be working on, hopefully later this year, fingers crossed, I've got, what now? I've got 4. 4 now, because Adam from USA Gundam Store sent me 2, and then Mr. James, Spider 2K2, he sent me 2, and so now I've got 4 Regan Lay's Julias to play with, and those are super crazy kits. You know, they're very pointy and greebly and scrabbly and everything. I just love those kits, right? So I have 4 of those to play around with when it comes to bashing the Sazabi and the Gelgoog together. Think about that. That's going to be cool, right? I think that's going to be awesome. Chris R says, damn, Tim. Hey, man. What are you going to do, right? Superset over there on Twitch, he says, I was thinking a dark metallic color that matches the frame. I think that's a good idea, too. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Julio Ponte, Mr. Clippin' Nubs, says, I totally scrapped 2 high-grade kits for my master grade wing. He says, I got to try and work on those leg thrusters. Yeah, dude. Because you got the ability, Julio. You just gotta put that work in, bruh. Gotta put that work in. Because you can do it. Captain Weirdbeard over on YouTube, he says, my current build is using a lot of high-grade parts on an RE100. There you go, man. You can do some really insane builds with inexpensive kits, right? You don't have to go full bore, you know, frickin' Sazabi Verka. Mind you, I had 2 that I got at a really good price, so that's what I use, right? So there you go. Ransley Clark, photos of BIM PM. Dude, I mean, come on. Ransley's like a superstar tonight, you guys. That's awesome, brother. We'll hook it up. Ransley, do me a favor, send me your address as well. PM me that, and I will get the stickers out to you probably first of next week. Okay? Definitely do that for me. Awesome, to my private account. Thank you so much, man. This guy. That's Mecha Army, you guys. You know what? Another one. Boom! Mecha Army. I should have worn the Mecha Army shirt tonight. It's that type of night, you guys. That type of night. This is what the Army does, man. This is what the Mecha Army does. We support each other. Like, the parts alerts and stuff like that we've thrown up on Instagram, man. People have come through for other people. It just warms my heart, man. I love that. I love it. It's so good, right? That's what Mecha Army is, you guys. It's just, yes. Yes. I love it. Love it. Really, really good stuff. But Julio's, Captain Weirdbird says, Julio, that wing is fire. Really is. Really is. Backstorm, he's over there on YouTube. Hey, just in time to say thanks for the stream. Yeah, we're still kind of just talking right now, Beck. But yeah, we're probably about to end for the day because, or end for the night, I should say, because we've got Gunpla Talk tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So in what, 9 hours from now, 9 short hours, right? So I still haven't had dinner tonight, and it's midnight my time. So I gotta go eat. I gotta put something in my belly, and then get to bed and try to get a few hours of sleep. So, but man, you know what? Ransley Clark, hero of the night, for real, for real. That awesome, just awesome, man. Thank you, brother. So good. That's so good, man. Love it. I love it. You know what? That's a perfect way to end it, you guys. Perfect way to end it. I think we got some good work done. I think we did some good stuff, right? And you know what? Once we get once we get these arms from Ransley, man, we are gonna go hog wild on these arms and really kind of put in some stuff, put in some work. Yeah. Bry Guy says, same Tim, dinner at 12. Yeah, brother. Hey, it's what you got to do. Especially you, man, because you worked 20 hours today, man. Go get you some food. Why are you watching the stream? Go get you some food. Come on now. Kai Sang-ing is over there on Facebook. It was noon for me. Look at that, right? Julio Ponte, the real, that's great looking out. Looking out. For real, that's great looking out. Okay. English is tough. Kyle H. Clues Gump says, another great stream. Brother, yes. Yeah, man. Love it when Mecha Army comes together. Oh, it's such a good feeling. Such a great, great feeling. So, guys, girls, gentlemen, ladies, children of all ages, I want to thank you for watching tonight. It has been a good stream. It has. It really has. Like I said, next week is going to be kind of a toss-up. It might just be a Monday stream and that's it. Because Monday here, or next week, is a holiday week here in the U.S. Thursday is our Independence Day, so July 4th, yeah. So we might only have that one, and it falls on a Thursday, so Wednesday and Friday might be collateral damage. I don't know. Depends on how I feel, right? Depends on if I want a long weekend or not, right? Might need one. Anyway, guys, we're gonna be back here on Monday. We're gonna be kicking ass and taking names. And we're going to continue on this build and just continue to put in work. Because that's what we do. Right? All right. Mecha Army. Love you guys. So, real quick, if you guys want one of these cool-ass Tetons shirts, I know it's Titans, but the dub said Tetons, and it's just super funny to me. Go hit up www.chadamecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top. You're going to find shirts, hats, bags, and all sorts of other cool stuff in there. Go ahead and load you up some. If you are interested in any of the tools and materials and stuff like that we worked with here tonight, or this really cool book by our boy Navan Shanfara, man, go hit up the Amazon link just below here on YouTube and Twitch. That side, if you're watching on Facebook, I get a little bit of a commission based off of the stuff that you buy, but it does go back to help out the stream, so it's really appreciated. But go buy some stuff. It does definitely help out. And then if you want tools or model kits or Mecha Decal 001W, which the new decals are in process as we speak, go hit up our good friends right down here in the corner, USA Gundam Store. They will definitely hook you up, Adam and all his fine folks down there. They'll get you what you need. All right. Until next week, guys, we'll see you on Monday. Have a awesome and safe weekend. Build something cool. And man, if you get a chance, shout out Ransley Clark just randomly. He deserves it. Night, guys. See you later.